Good evening. What's up? What's up? Giving praise to the Creator, the Most High God. I wanted to make this video about what's going on today, and I titled it "Cain and Abel" for a reason, according to the testimony about the law. And basically, it's just about what's going on in the world, that we know that God is going to bring judgment on the earth due to the fact of what's going on. I know I sit back here, I'll just watch YouTube like crazy, man, and I'm just seeing shorties just going to war with each other, rap battling, and just killing. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of reminded me about Cain and Abel, about two brothers that was trying to please the Most High. One was jealous of the other brother because God favored Abel more. So according to the law, God says in Leviticus 19:17, it says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, and anywise not suffer sin upon him." It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, and anywise rebuke thy neighbor, that thou not suffer sin upon him." Leviticus 19 verse 18 states, "Thou shalt not avenge or bear any grudge against thy neighbor." Now, if a lot of you brothers go back and look at YouTube and you see the beefs that's going on with these young brothers and stuff all through YouTube. And guess what? YouTube is promoting it. And really it's the world. Because I see people on YouTube that'll sit back and talk about what they should have did, or what they believe or assume that's going to happen. And see, the thing is, God is just letting you know, when the world became more chaotic into destruction, that God brought judgment on the world, that, hey, he destroyed it. And see, people not realizing or paying attention to what's going on, because the situation is, a lot of brothers and sisters waking up to understand who they are, what it is that they're supposed to be doing, and try to be obedient to the law. The thing is, due to the fact that we coming into the understanding about the Bible, a lot of people playing games with it also just as well. But I'm gonna say this, right? Cain and Abel, which are brothers, and due to the fact that God had favored Abel over Cain, Cain ended up hating Abel and ended up killing him. And this is what we know, what God tells us as brothers and sisters, that we don't supposed to be hating one another or bear any grudge or trying to get back at each other. But this is what's going on in the world today. And people don't understand, when our people was in slavery, our people became separated from one another. So you don't really know the man or the woman that you have animosity against might be your own people that you killing. Even despite the fact is that Israel is composed of 12 tribes, 12 brothers that form 12 tribes that are one nation. And we all are killing one another. Now, check this out. It said, I'm going to read Genesis 4 and go into the story about Cain and Abel. And then we're going to go into some laws according to the testimony to understand what's going on in this world today and why God is going to destroy this world. Because then when you read Genesis 6, God said it was so much violence in the world that he said he was going to destroy the earth. This when you know in the time of Jacob's trouble when God is going to do away with the world. All the wickednesses in the world that's going on, God is going to destroy all them nations that went against Israel, that went against the covenant for disobeying God. Because understand this, even though Israel was punished for going against the laws, the people that enslaved Israel did worse by hurting Israel, God's chosen people. So I'm finna go read this. It said that Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground and offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flocks and of the fats thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering, he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Though I was driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden. Right? So the whole point about this story is what's going on in the world today. That brothers are killing brothers. Whether it be gangster disciple, BDs, GDs, gangs in other states, which I do not know about. We all are brothers. And see, there are people are understanding that when the violence starts to arise and erupt, and get heavier in the earth, God is bringing judgment on the wicked. You see what I'm saying? So check this out, Genesis 6, right? And this is when you're going to understand about Jacob's trouble, because God let you know when, what it says, when the wicked are in power, it said that the righteous mourn. You see what I'm saying? So we know that these nations that's overpowering Israel is ruling over Israel according to their terms and not according to God, that they're oppressing God's people by mistreating them, killing them, raping them, doing all sorts of things that goes against the laws of God. So this is when you're going to understand that when violence erupts in the world, God is bringing judgment on the world, and death is going to take place. Because Psalms 34:21, it said the evil slay the wicked. God used the other nations to punish Israel for going against the covenant. But that don't mean that the people that did evil to Israel is not going to have their judgment come upon them as well. Now, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men, but for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy men whom I created from the face of the earth, both men and beasts, and creeping things in the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. Right? So understand this, what's going on. You got the government as forcing people to wear masks, take vaccinations. You got gang rivalry, brothers killing brothers. We got famine. We got ships that's on the border that's not able to bring in exports to imports. And see, the thing is, when God said when the violence and the wickedness arises, this is the judgment that's going to get in the earth. So all these brothers that's on here rapping and having beef with other gangs and don't realize that they're killing their own people, or do they just even care? But this was one of the curses that God was saying that was going to happen with our people for disobeying God's covenant. So when you look at Deuteronomy 28, verse 54, right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. Now, this is what we dealing with. The tender eye that is delicate among you, that brothers will have an evil eye toward one another. Look at all the gangs that's killing one another and not realizing that we all the same people. Look at I done seen a video that showed a man who killed his wife and his children, according to the same prophecy what God said what was going to happen. It says, a tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the soles of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom and toward her son and toward her daughter. I done seen videos where women killing their children and their husbands. All this is prophecy. The curse that came upon our people. So if people is not realizing that all this gang rivalry, this beef and stuff was going on, is actually prophesied against God's people who went against the covenant. And the more the wickedness escalates in the world, death is coming to the world. And see, people might not understand that, nor would they even care. But then when you look back at this video, remember it was written in the book and it was read from the book. So if people is not trying to realize or understand that the evilness that's coming upon us is what God prophesied or what's going to take place with us, he even told you that the enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. That's what's going on right now. Being forced to wear a mask, being forced to take a vaccine. And if you are not willing to take these vaccines, you're not able to provide for your family. So understand this, no matter what you do, what God prophesied, he said his word should not come back void, right? Because a lot of people is over here trying to find a way, or well, they can get around what God prophesied, and it's not going to happen. Isaiah 55, right? It said, ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye, buy and eat. Ye come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ears and come unto me. Hear, and your soul shall live, and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. Behold, I have given him for a witness to the people, a leader and a commander to the people. Behold, I shall call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that knew not thee shall run unto thee because of the Lord thy God and for the Holy One of Israel, for he hath glorified thee. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, So are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I sent it. No matter what people try to do or rid themselves of what's about to take place, God said that his word would not come back void, but it shall accomplish that which he pleased and shall prosper the things whereto he sent it. Judgment is coming on the face of the world because we see everything what's going on right now is what God already prophesied. And ain't no way around it. Because any way you try to do, he said, "Curse be to men that trust in man and make flesh his arm, and whose heart depart from the Most High." You coming up with an idea to call yourself trying to rid yourself of what's about to take place, it's not going to happen. God consider you to be wicked. You even try to go around his judgment. But the purpose for the video about Cain and Abel is watching our own people kill each other because our people are in different gangs or who they represent, or who they are, or the beefing, the jealousy and the envy, the strife that goes against one another. And God gave the law, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, that thou not suffer sin upon them. Thou shalt not avenge thy or bear any grudge against thy neighbor." So Leviticus 19 and 17, verse 18 is what is we watching right now. And then we read the curse in Deuteronomy 28, verse 54 through 56. And we see fathers killing their wives and their children, just as well as the wife is killing their husband and their children in the same manner. Not only that, but it's just like what he said, that your enemies would distress you on all the gates. Meaning, what we dealing with this vaccine and this COVID situation, to the point is people is trying to stand up and fight for their right and refusing the vaccine and not wearing the mask. But it's already prophesied. And here's what is going to happen. So I pray and ask God that somebody in my family wake up and understand what's going on and not to be a part of what's going on in this world. Because right now is being revealed with people not understanding or paying attention to what was said out of the mouth of God. Understand these gangs, these people in it that look like one another is fighting against one another and not realizing that they're the same people. But it's always prophesied, but it's like really nothing you can do if God is in control of everything that's about to take place. So we just about to find out who's going to come back to God and who's not. God got a plan for the people that's wicked, and he got a plan for the people that's righteous. For the people that's doing wicked in the world, God tells you that he's in control of your soul. The evil shall slay the wicked. Psalms 34:21. So no matter what we say or try and do and try to find a way around it, this is about judgment. Brothers and sisters, we got a decision to make on whether or not that we going to come back and be obedient to the laws of God, or these curses that God has put on us for disobeying his laws. It's going to play out just like God said. To the point is, after death, there is torture. So I just wanted to say that because I've been watching videos about people just killing each other and killing families, and it's basically what God has already said from the beginning. Even about our enemy oppressing us, it's already prophesied. It's already talked about. What more can you do? What more can you say? So ain't no way around it. It's just judgment. I mean, for our people, you either gonna come back to God, learn these laws and live according to it, or God tells you, well, what about the evil and the wicked will perish together? That we all gonna die in the same situation. Where it says that at? Right here. Isaiah, let's say 27. No, I'm gonna go to verse 28. Isaiah 28. And the destruction of the transgressor and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. For they shall be ashamed of the oaks which ye have desired, and ye shall be confounded for the gardens that ye have chosen. For ye shall be as an oak whose leaf faded, and as a garden that have no water. And the strong shall be as tow, and the makers of it as a spark, and they shall both together, and none shall quench them. So the evil is going to die along with the wicked. And God said that they're going to burn together. Your soul is going to burn in the lake of fire. Isaiah 66, verse 20, what he said that the burnt it shall not quench his fire. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcass of the men that have transgressed against me, for their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorrent unto all flesh. So understand, after death, Then there's torture. And true, God said we gonna meet our maker. We gonna see him. We gonna see him. But I just wanted to expound on Cain and Abel because they brothers, and the law was not to avenge or bear any grudge against your brother, nor even to hate him. But that's what we see up in this world. Another thing, what the law also shows in that testimony, that well, Cain killed Abel. Thou shalt not kill, Exodus 20, verse 13. So it's just like with this, well, it becomes more frightening when you all close up on it and you see it for yourself. But just to read about it and then see it, it's more scarier. To the point is that now you know what you got to do. Some people might not care and just go out with a bang and just let it be just that. Well, other people would sit back and try to take time and consider what's going on and say, man, I really need to change this situation. Because the whole thing is after we die and we meet God, there is a judgment. Daniel's 12, 1 through 4. It said, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. So the thing is, after God kill us, judgment, and then punishment, and there's torment afterwards. It's kind of people not paying attention to what's going on right now. The government is just letting everybody just run wild, do what they doing, bribing people with money. These people getting these YouTube plaques. Oh, we don't reach 1,000 subscribers. We looking for 40K, you know what I'm saying? Thumbs up, subscriptions, and so forth. And it's just like, even when you see the children on there that's disrespecting their parents and doing the pranks, ain't no compassion and no respect. That everything is just getting so chaotic. But as already was prophesied, and pretty much is just like, hey, it's gonna play out the way God says it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. But brothers and sisters who don't want to get right, it's gonna be a journey for us to constantly to be back and forth in this light where we constantly falling down and trying to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and try to get right with God. So, for the people that created YouTube, that's giving money to these people that fool on social media, to disrespect your parents with the pranks, well, our people mainly is killing one another. And it's being shown on social media. But all the lies that's going on in this world, they don't fuel the fire. Judgment is going out. Pretty much. But that's just what I wanted to touch on because, like I said, yeah, things getting hectic. It's getting hectic. But these words came from God that I want to just touch on that went against the laws according to the testimony of Cain and Abel. And hopefully God sit me down to the point where there's no choice but to do right. Because like I said, my situation is a push and pull, a tug of war. I go work and try to be right with God all I want to. Nothing's going to happen until I fast and pray to God and let Him come into my life and be obedient to His commandments. Then I know that God is with me, that I'm going to live according. So God has given us a choice. And I pray, hopefully somebody watch this video and remember those scriptures that was said in this video to say that, hey, I need to change my lifestyle and get right with God. Shalom.